cross-site scripting, you guys learned about three different ones. You learned about stored, which is also known as persistent cross-site scripting, and you learned about reflected cross-site scripting, and then you learned about DOM-based cross-site scripting. Reflected and DOM-based are their results are the same. Reflected and DOM-based, the results are the same. How they get their results are the same. The way they start is a little bit different from stored or persistent-based cross-site scripting. So let's jump in. So stored-based cross-site scripting or persistent, it's both of the same thing. There's just different names for them. Stored is the same thing as persistent. Persistent is the same thing as stored. And you'll see why they have their names or that stored or persistent there. So imagine this web page. This is a web page that you came to check out. You wanted to come and check out and buy whatever you're trying to buy. You got a laptop here, you got a notebook case, a few notebook cases, and it looks like you have some type of insurance for $300. Now, what me as an attacker, I could have a number of goals. One of my goals could be to steal your credit card information. One of my goals could be to steal your cookies so I can use your session. One of my goals could be to just crash the website. Who knows? I could have a number of goals here. But one goal, here, let me see a thing. Let's not do that. So I could have a number of goals here. Imagine our goal is to put a script in this web page so that anytime somebody comes here, it sends us their cookies. Anytime somebody comes to this shopping cart page, we get their cookies. What are cookies? Does anybody remember what cookies are?
I would describe kind of list of information through different going on different, I mean, from like your bank account to, I mean, your bank information to or passwords or something like that. Would that be it?
Right. So that's information that's stored in the cookies.
Yeah.
You're right. So your cookies are just your saved. Cookies are also known as tokens. You'll hear them. They're not technically tokens, but people refer to them as tokens or sessions. Your cookies is just saved information about your current session. So if you're logged into your bank, let's imagine usually when you log into something, you get like a drop down over here that says, hey, do you want to save your password so we can autofill it next time, or save your username so we can autofill it? That is a cookie. They're saving it as a cookie. So if I steal that cookie that has your current session, it has your username, and it has your password. It may not be in plain text for me to see it. It doesn't need to be. I just need to take that cookie and put it inside of my browser. And Firefox has tools to do that. Inject cookies into your browser. I think one of them is like called Monkey something. I can't remember right now, but that's what cookies are. They're just your information, your stored session information. And if it's stolen, I can reenact your session and have the same access you have. So if you're logged into your bank account, I steal your cookies and I put them into my browser, I can see wherever you left off at on your end. Now, as an attacker for cross-site scripting, my goal today is to create an attack that's going to send me your cookies every time you come to this website. Now, I'm not going to fully write up. Oh, is that it? I'm going to type it out, see if I remember it. So cross-site scripting uses JavaScript. Okay, it uses JavaScript, it uses JavaScript, it uses JavaScript. Cross-site scripting uses Java. It uses Java, it uses Java. So anytime you see cross-site scripting, it's talking about Java. Cross-site request forgery does not use Java. It's not required to use Java. CSRF does not need to use Java. XSS uses JavaScript. So what I'm going to do is put in a JavaScript in this input field. For your SQL injection attacks, remember you had something like a 1 or 1 equals blah, 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 blah. That's for SQL databases. That's for SQL injection. Right now, we're doing a cross-site scripting attack. So we're going to put a JavaScript inside of here. I want to see if I remember it. Nah, let's change it up. This could stay. And then I'm gonna close it. And I think that looks right. I open it up with script. Okay. Okay, so as an attacker, I don't even know if this input field right here is vulnerable. Like, I just know because I've been through this lab. But realistically speaking, what I'm doing here, I'm probably gonna have to do it here, 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 here. I gotta test every input on this page to see what's gonna work. So what I'm doing, I'm gonna create a cross-site. I'm gonna put this JavaScript, embed this, whoops, don't do that. I'm gonna embed this script into this web page. So I'm gonna hit purchase. Now look at this. This says, this could steal your cookies if I configured it to. Now watch this. Is this him? I think that's him. Oh no. Is that this one? Let's see. No. Let me do it here. So that what we saw there, well, before I jump ship like that, this right here popped up an alert on our screen that said, hey, this could steal your cookies if I wanted it to. This is a cross-site scripting attack. It's a very simple one that's popping up in the alert box. What I want to show you before I jump ship like that, and I apologize. Look at this web page. Imagine this was Facebook. You're on somebody's page, and same thing from the last scenario. Every time somebody comes to this page to make a comment, we want to steal their cookies. Same thing from the last scenario. Every time somebody comes to this page and makes a comment, we want to steal their cookies. So same thing, I hit enter, I put that into the input field. In a real world scenario, as an attacker, I would have to put this in every input field to see if it works. This may not have worked. More than likely, this is not going to work if you try it on a protected website. So look at this. Now, where's that link? Now, if I go, you see how I just came back to this page just now? Every time I come back to this page, this is going to pop up. That's what I wanted you to see. So that other scenario, it wasn't configured to be a stored cross-site scripting attack. This is a stored cross-site scripting attack. This JavaScript is stored inside of the browser. It is persistent inside of the browser. It's not going anywhere. So for this to work, you have to come here to this page. This is stored inside of the browser. So every time I go there, that should pop up every single time, unless I refresh it. You see, every single time it's going to pop up. Why? Because it's stored. It is a stored cross-site scripting attack. I'm going to come here again. Go to store. Boom. Until I clear that out, it's going to keep doing that. Why is this possible? Because whoever set up this web server, granted, this is one that's configured to be made for testing. But cross-site scripting attacks are possible because users, or not users, but developers are not sanitizing these input fields. I should not be able to put this in here. If this was sanitized, or if these inputs were validated, meaning I should have something on the back end stopping me from entering these types of characters. These are dead giveaways for JavaScript. So if this was validated properly, if I hit enter, it wouldn't allow me to do it. It would say, hey, you're using the wrong characters, or whatever I tell it to say, it will say it. But because these inputs are not being validated, I can type whatever I want to type. And we happen to have things like this. Now, reflective, on the other hand, it's the results are the same. Just with DOM, the results are the same. It could be to steal your cookies. It could be to steal money. It could be to make transactions on your behalf. It depends. With reflective, what I'm doing is sending you a link. And when you click that link, it's taking you to a web browser, or it's taking you to a website. I'm sorry, I said web browser. When you click that link, it's taking you to a website. Same thing with DOM, or DOM-based cross-site scripting. There's a link that you have to click. So I have to socially engineer you to click this link. And when I say socially engineer, this means I have to take my time to create an email. More than likely, it's going to be an email. I have to take my time to create an email that's going to be convincing enough for you to click it. So I have to know what you like. So with cross-site scripting, this link that you're clicking, it's not a regular link. There's some type of JavaScript embedded in this link, or some type of Java string, some type of Java code embedded in this link. So when you click it, it could take you to your bank, and automatically at the same time, like as you click the link, it may take you to the bank and send some money back to me because of the way I have the JavaScript. It's not stored in the website. It doesn't need it. That's persistent cross-site scripting. Reflective, instead of it going back to the screen like stored, like this, like what we're looking at right here. Where's my annotator? Reflective, instead of it coming back to the screen like this, it's coming back to us. Like the results are coming straight back to us. If that makes sense. So I'm sending you a link. You're clicking the link. It's not a regular link because it's cross-site scripting. Remember, anytime we hear cross-site scripting, we hear Java. When I send you the link, you're clicking on this link that has Java code inside of it. And the Java code could say, hey, send this amount. It could be, I've been getting better at my Java, so I want to show off a little bit. It could be URL search params. Let's say I want $10,000. Is that 10,000? And description equals you got hacked, dummy. Thanks for the money. And 2, we're going to send it to Toby Olabi. I'll take that. You know, it'll be hidden inside of a link like https alliancesecurity.com. Just picture that for the sake of understanding this. The reflective part of this script, or reflective part of this link, this URL is right here. Or I should say the cross-site scripting part of this link is right here. So all I gotta do is get you to click it. But like I showed you last class, I'm not just gonna have this looking like this, right? I'm gonna hide this. I can easily hide this. Let's see. It's not just gonna, I'm not just gonna have it like this in the email. Why would I? You're not gonna click it. So what I'm going to do, you see here, upload the rest here for more money. Click this link. I'm going to take this and hide it inside of here like that. And boom. My cross-site scripting attack is right here. All I got to do is get you to click it. My reflective cross-site scripting attack is right here. And when you click this link, it's going to send me $10,000. And I appreciate it because you got hacked, dummy. Thanks for the money. That description is going to pop up on the screen for you. That is cross-site scripting, the reflective version. Any questions on that?
I'm assuming that's why it's good to hover over that. So you
exactly.
See
and it's, yep.
That's it. And most folks don't see that too. That's crazy, dude.
Bro, most people, and it's common, you know, because we're clickers. So we're just clicking. If this was if I knew my victim, if I studied them, like if I knew the company, I knew the employees I was targeting, I knew where they like to go eat lunch. Like this stuff takes time. I can craft a very, very nice email that's going to get you to click on it, and boom. Like if you click, you don't know what could happen once you click on the link. Like there's so many things that an attacker can do. Like stealing your cookies is just, we're not even scratching the surface. Like your cookies, okay, cool. Everybody got cookies, you know. So it's a common vulnerability, but it's still well known out there because shortcuts. You know, people want to take shortcuts, and sometimes it's just I don't know. People have their reasons of why they don't validate things anymore, but in the world of security, it doesn't make sense. So you got to be careful, man. And even hovering over it sometimes may not be good enough. What I always advise people to do is right click and copy the link, copy the hyperlink, and then just paste it out. It's not going to do it here because I opened it up. Well, I made it here. But if you paste it out, it'll paste the see, if you paste it out, it'll show you everything. If I did it here, it should paste it. Yep. So copy and paste your links. But man, that's man in the middle attack. Again, that's a cross-site scripting. They're really, I'm telling you, man, these things are simple. Like these things are simple. It's just when you first learn about it, of course, it's going to take you some time to digest it. It's going to take you some time to be able to articulate it with your own words. That's cool. That happens. Nobody's going to learn. Most people don't learn these things right off the bat. That's why those boot camps are pointless and a waste of your time and your money, because they don't give you a chance to digest this information so you can use it. So that's why these Cyber Thursdays and your study sessions on Saturdays, they're dope, man. They're dope to have. They're beneficial because we get to take it a little bit further. Like cross-site scripting. This is it. This is it. It's as simple as this. It's just the JavaScript. But on your exam, when you take it, if you see Java, ding, 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 you should be thinking about cross-site scripting. Some people get cross-site scripting mixed up with CSRF, cross-site request forgery. I get it. You may confuse it with reflective cross-site scripting, but guess what? CSRF is not using Java. These key terms, these keywords, they're going to be on the exam. So that's why it's important to understand the concept, be able to talk about the concept more so knowing the answer, because the answers are going to change, bruh. You're not going to get the same questions and the same answers over, like, you're just not. They recycle the exams. You're not going to see the same things. But the concept, that's not going to change. Cross-site scripting is still going to use JavaScript. SQL injection is still going to abuse inputs on web browsers. Social engineering is still going to work against human beings. When it comes to ransomware, you're still going to use countermeasures that revolve around backups and updating your operating system and updating your antivirus. Like, these concepts don't change, bro. The only thing that changes is the way they phrase them. But it's tricky if you understand the concept. And it's not like you have to understand it at some highly advanced level. No, you don't. You just need to understand what's going on, why it's going on, and how you can stop it if it's an attack. If you can do that, especially for the exam, if you can do that, you'll be able to take that how, what, why into your interviews, and then you'll be able to take that on the job, because that's just what security is. It's how, what, and why. Why are you using port 80? Why are you using port 21? Okay, if you're using it, how are you using it? What are you doing to use it? You know, that's normal anywhere. Okay, why are you using Windows 7? If you're using it, how are you using it? Do you have any firewall set up? Do you have any IPS set up, NID set up? Like, what's going on? It's always how, what, why. You do that. That's how you learn the language of security. Like, when it comes to your exam, when it comes to succeeding in this field, it's about the language of security. You understand the how, you understand the what, you understand. Like, when we do your interviews, when we go over your resume, you're going to hear the same thing from me. I'm going to ask you how, I'm going to ask you what, I'm going to ask you why. And I may sound like a dick doing it, but I'm trying to get you ready for interviews where you have 4 or 5 people staring at you, just looking at you, just to look at you, you know. And understanding this language is going to get you through those interviews. Understanding this language is going to get you through your first few weeks at a new job. Because most people, when they get on board into a new position, they don't know what's going on.